Spain, Argentina. Alexi, what are you excited for that? Everything.
It was interesting, off air I was asking T, what do you think Spain wanted more or felt was a better matchup for them, either England or Argentina? You think it was, they would rather have had England, right?
Yeah, I actually didn't finish when it's because of what does Leo represent in Spain. He played all his career there, and the fear that they might have, I said because we can see that they're a good team, that they might have facing him might be stronger than any other human being because of what they've seen so many times in their country. That's the reason why.
Well, what we saw over here, we came on air and, I was calling it a knife fight, and it was, with the fouls and the yellow cards and just the beautiful ugliness, if you will, of this game. And we talked about the game yesterday that involved Spain. That was a much more refined type of affair. And so now you have these kind of two competing cultures clashing in this final. What we saw yesterday from Spain in terms of the possession, I don't think that that's necessarily going to change against a team like Argentina. I will say this, time and time again, we have questioned this Argentina team in going to the well and wondering if it's going to come up empty. Again here tonight, they showed that it isn't. But is this the night where they took that last scoop? I don't know. Are you going to bet against them with a guy like Messi and with what this team is? There always seems to be a little bit of water in this Argentinian well, and it's served them well.
Zlatan, the final?
Listen, Spain handled France very good. I believe they can handle this Argentina also. They're going to play their possession. Argentina is not a counter-attack team. They like the way they played today. Obviously, England went too defensive and they had the possession. They were attacking. But I believe Spain is going to do their thing. They're going to play collective. They're going to give and go, keep those passes go around. And then you're going to challenge on the sides with YAMAL. And I believe Argentina, if they don't have patience, they're going to start hunt the ball and lose patience and be more aggressive. But I believe Spain is going to dominate that game.
For me, look, what else do you want? European champion versus South American champion and world champion. Lamine Yamal versus Leo Messi. The future, and this guy is the past, the present, and the future, and the forever. So, yeah. Let's wait and see what's going to happen, but I'm excited to see that. Obviously, I would have loved to see France there. You would have loved to see England there. But we're going to play for the third and fourth place.
Maybe we should go to Miami and do that one.
No, I'm okay.
Listen, we are not in the final. England, France,
none of us.
US.
All failed,
but we are going to the final.
We are going to the final.
That was sure that we were going to the final.
We're going to have a party either way.
Even after the red together?
Yeah, but she got suspended one game. She was back after that one game.
Not only are we going to the final, it's a 4-hour build-up as well for you on Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern.
4 hours.
Is when 4 hours, my friend. Argentina fans had reason to celebrate 4 years ago in Qatar, and they are dreaming of another World Cup title this summer. They have descended on New York for tomorrow's final. Lamine Yamal and Lionel Messi squaring off in the final has sparked all the interest in this famous photo of Messi with Yamal as a baby. And our Tom Brady was curious about it when they met up yesterday.
You and Lamine Yamal, you guys took this iconic photo when he was a baby. And for you guys both to be going up against one another in his first World Cup final and potentially, hopefully not, your last, is very prophetic. What does that picture mean to you?
La verdad que esa foto es una locura porque bueno, en la vida, ¿no? Yo me hice una foto cuando él era bebé y que hoy estemos los dos enfrentando una Copa del Mundo. La verdad que lo que digo es una locura, pero nada, es uno de los mejores del mundo en este momento, sin duda.
I did say we were a little concerned about the weather. I think this is just getting all the rain out before the World Cup final tomorrow. The rain is actually horizontal at this point, but we are absolutely fine, aren't we, chaps, up here? Absolutely fine. That photo, Alexi, football throws up almost unbelievable stories at times, and that's got to be one of the top ones.
It's amazing that photo exists and what is going to happen tomorrow. I also think it kind of graphically illustrates that, you know, this is a godlike figure. This is in this baptismal type of moment here. Messi is viewed as in not just a player. There's a religious and spiritual way that Argentinians view him, and just his fans view him. So it's amazing. But Lamine Yamal's grown up, so and he and Spain are going to be ready for Messi in Argentina tomorrow.
And Casper, when anybody plays Messi, they of course feel some kind of way. But when these Spain players play him, it does feel a bit different, doesn't it? Adds an unusual wrinkle to the game.
It certainly does, because he obviously grew up there in many ways. And, you know, along with this photo that we see here, we've been seeing online circulating photos of him with Dani Olmo and with loads of other players, you know. So Messi isn't just a godlike figure in Argentina. He's a godlike figure within football. So it's a massive, massive occasion. I think two teams that are very, very different. You know, you've got probably the best team against probably the best collective. You know, it's going to be a really interesting matchup. But there's so many different connotations and small little subplots everywhere that gives this game an incredible edge.
One of those subplots we were just working out, weren't we, Peter? For Messi to win the Golden Boot, he needs to either score a hat-trick, fine, or 2 goals and an assist.
Yep, against Spain, who so far in this tournament has conceded 1 goal. And you know, you think about that, we said that out loud, and you said, yeah, but if anyone can do it, it's Messi. And the way that he's played this tournament, I've been to 4 or 5 of the games so far, and when you see how he plays, how he preserves energy, and he picks his moments where other players are getting tired, and he picks that space that creates, and all of a sudden everything has changed. And nothing is a better proof to that than what happened against England. It was 2 moments of absolutely brilliance from Lionel Messi. But it is at a time where everybody else are just tired. I mean, as I'm saying this, we're showing goals he scored in the first half, so it doesn't really sort of tie it up. That's against Jordan when he came on and scored. But he's just, I don't know how you could, at 39, how can you can improve your game? And that's what he's done. There's a lot of things he can't do that he could do 10 years ago, but he's more effective now, and you know, I've always been, because of Man United and Ronaldo, I've always been on the Ronaldo side of the argument. But I have to say that he really has won me over this tournament. He's been absolutely fantastic, and needs to be tomorrow as well.
Yeah, I think one of the things that really hit me was listening to David Beckham talk about how Messi is prepared for this tournament. You know, it was already 4 months ago. He was starting to come in double days. He was doing extra work all the time. So all this thing about age, it doesn't really matter when you're in that kind of shape. It doesn't matter. And you said about how he preserves energy. That's one of the geniuses of him. Yes, he has a team behind him that accepts he's not going to defend, because they know when he's needed to finish games off, when he needs you to win your World Cup. They'll do all the hard yards for him. So he preserves his energy. I've been on the receiving end a couple of times of thinking, oh, he's just drifting out of the game, and then bam, all of a sudden he's in there and he scores against you.
And Lex, apparently a few years ago, he just came to America to retire.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, not for nothing, but he's doing this as an MLS player. And so that's certainly a feather in MLS's cap that he hasn't missed a beat. And as a matter of fact, you could say he's playing at the height of his powers right now. But, you know, tomorrow is really interesting. As you mentioned, a contrast in styles between these two teams. You got Spain with just kind of methodical, and they understand exactly how they play. They don't seem to be ruffled by anything that happens on and off the field. As you mentioned, they don't let in a lot of goals. And then you got Argentina, that is like the ultimate vibe team. It's all about emotion. It's all about passion, and it's all about digging in and, you know, going to that well time and time again. And they've gone to that well, and it's been, if not full, at least a little bit of water in it. And you just worry as to when that stops. But are you going to bet against Messi? I mean, a lot of times fools have done that.
This time tomorrow, we shall know who has won the World Cup. Well, Argentina chasing a 2nd straight title this summer. France settled for 4th place at this summer's World Cup. But Kylian Mbappe scored twice in today's 6-4. Yep, 6-4. Lost to England. Mbappe finishing the tournament with 10 goals. Not bad. That is the most by any player at a World Cup since Gerd Müller in 1970, and it means Mbappe is the top scorer this summer. He was asked about the Golden Boot race after the match.
Non, je l'ai dit, Léo il marque tout le temps. Demain il va marquer, c'est sûr. Moi j'essaie juste d'aider mon équipe à chaque fois à marquer. C'est sûr que quand tu marques autant de buts en Coupe du Monde, ça te fait évoluer dans certaines sphères, mais voilà, j'aurais aimé ne pas être le meilleur buteur de l'histoire et jouer demain le match. Donc Je pense que c'est bien pour tout ce qui est héritage et quand on va arrêter de se dire que j'ai été un de ces joueurs-là. Mais aujourd'hui, c'est pas la première chose qui traverse mon esprit.
Merci Kylian.
So he's the top scorer right now, but just to say again, because Messi has the same number of assists right now, and that's the first tiebreaker. If Messi gets 2 goals and 1 assist in the World Cup final, he will finish with the Golden Boot, or of course, if he gets a hat-trick, he will. So we're coming down to just those 2, Lex. I mean, it's a dream too, isn't it?
Yeah, I will say this. We all know that goal scorers are greedy. That's part of what makes them good. But I got to be honest. I don't think Messi is sitting in the hotel a couple miles away here. I don't think he gives a flying you-know-what when it comes to the Golden Boot relative to winning a World Cup. And we even saw Kylian Mbappe there, who is greedy in a good way. I use that term affectionately and as a positive, say, I would much rather not be in this race and be playing tomorrow. So I think he understands that the goals will last, and goals last for goal scorers, but winning a World Cup, and when it comes to someone like Messi going back-to-back and winning a World Cup, that carries so much more weight, I think, than the actual goal scoring. Now, the practical part is that in order for Argentina to win, he kind of has to step up and do what he does so well, which is either score or assist.
Yeah, and actually it's quite funny, Peter, when you look at the way that Argentina have won these games, this World Cup, he might actually have to get a hat-trick at some point tomorrow.
But they're still up against a team that's only conceded 1 goal.
True.
So, it's going to be it's that game tomorrow, bro. It's not going to be anything like what we've seen today. Got to be more disciplined, like we've seen there from Kylian Mbappe. What you're saying about Messi, they would much rather win the World Cup than going out there to do some or achieve something individually. But they would much rather win it. That means every player goes on the pitch tomorrow, fully focused, concentrating on the tactics. They're not going to take massive risks in the first hour, depending, of course, how it goes. It's all going to be contained, controlled, and then they see. Today, we saw no control, we saw no containment, we saw nothing. We saw gung-ho football. It's not going to be like that tomorrow. I don't think Messi, I agree with you, cares, and I don't think he will score a hat-trick tomorrow. I think it's going to be a very close call in who wins a game, and that's going to be very few goals between them.
Spain, incredible against France. Argentina against England. How will it look tomorrow?
Well, Lex, you said it before, you look at the teams and you look at Argentina, they have emotion, they have passion. They are, and I use this word in the best possible, street fighters, they are ready to scrap for anything. They have their leader, their god in Lionel Messi, and they'll follow him to the end of the earth. Then you have Spain, it's calm, it's possession, it's almost poetry, it's structure. And the interchangeable nature of their team is they can change players because they've all played that system from when they were kids. Luis de la Fuente has had, I think, 11 of their players in that squad as youth teamers. So it's such an intriguing matchup because you're going to have so much different contrasting things on the pitch. But I agree with you. I don't think that it's going to be anything like we've seen today, unfortunately, because it's a World Cup final. Nobody's going to want to lose. And that's the big thing. If you go out and you play big, expansive football early, someone's going to catch you out. And the quality that both teams have, if you give Messi an inch, he'll catch you out. If you give Spain an inch, they'll catch you out.
I think the big difference between those two teams is that Spain, they have a way of playing, and it's a brilliant way of playing, and they can perform that way in every game they play. We saw it against France, how quickly they moved the ball around, how it was controlled by Rodri, and how elegant it all looks. And when it gets to the point where they need somebody to step up and score, they get that guy in position, or Yazabal in the first goal, and then Pedro Porro, the right back. It doesn't matter who scores. Argentina, they do what they need to do. They can put a test. So against England, they came out to fight every player, and they came out to disrupt the England game. They came up to make every individual player angry, really angry. A fight is pushing them over. And when they needed to play neat football and actually open up a really solid defense, they also have that ability. And that, I think, is a big difference between the two teams. I
don't think Spain is going to get caught up in the knife fight that is Argentina and what Argentina wants to do, even if they try. The other part is, the other day against England, when Argentina needed to turn it on, they were able to maintain possession of the ball. They're playing against Spain. Spain, how are you going to get the ball? They will not let you get the ball. Even and especially when you need to get the ball, they will still keep it, and they have the ability to do so on a consistent basis.
Yes or no? If he wins the World Cup, does he win the Ballon d'Or, Messi? Yes or no?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay, then we'll go back down the line. Spain or Argentina? Go.
Spain.
I'll go Spain.
Spain.
Oh, so he's not going to win the Ballon d'Or. 3 Spains on the set. Gentlemen, what an absolute pleasure having your company today. Right under the Brooklyn Bridge. That does it for us, though. Make sure you tune in to After Hours with James Corden at midnight. The special guest, Bryan Cranston. And James will no doubt have his thoughts, of course, on the World Cup final as well. Tomorrow we bring the curtain down on the 23rd FIFA Men's World Cup with Spain taking on Argentina in the final. Our coverage begins 11 even a.m. Eastern. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.